Sick!
Yeah!
Oh.
So you are now reacting to the 9-member girl group TWICE and their B-side song Last Waltz off of their 2021 Formula of Love O+T = Heart album. Do you guys know what O+T means?
Original trilogy. Like Star Wars.
Oh, once is plus twice. Oh, yes! Man, I'm so smart. No, I'm joking.
And it's a 3, so it's like 1 plus 2 plus 3.
Sam, you're so smart.
Well, if you just do it. Yeah! There it is.
Not to burst your bubble, but that was backwards.
No!
This track is portraying a story of two lovers saying goodbye and trying to stay in the moment as they dance their last waltz together. They dance in the middle of the world, and as they're spinning in circles, they reminisce on their good times together, trying to make this last moment together as perfect and happy as they can. The song is composed by Shim Eun-ji, Lee Hae-sol, and EJ.
Cool, let's do it. Is it in 3/4 time? That's the real question. 3, 2, 1, ba. See you.
No.
Nope, it's 4.
It's gonna turn to 3/4, please.
The voice is so smooth.
Oh.
Okay, symphonic R&B. I like the use of strings though.
We found the waltz.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3.
So 1 into 3 after 4.
Sick!
Yeah!
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
They're using it like the 3 feel as a narrative tool.
Ooh.
That's cute.
Oh, okay.
I really like that the high strings waiting while the bass comes in and then it lands.
I'm loving the harmonic action going
Yeah.
here.
No, the chords are really interesting.
So we just get a little waltz in the first pre-chorus and that's it.
It's very minimal, but there's a lot going on.
Ooh, I like the 5 chord that's on the 7 bass. Whoa.
Ooh.
There we go.
I love the way they get into that.
Ooh, the trill.
Yeah. That's really smart too. It's like glass breaking as a transition back into 4. That sounded like a Bach motive. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh!
What the?
Oh! Killing.
Yes.
Well, the very beginning really caught my attention. It was kind of like a cute vibe, you know, with the string pits. And then each like transition, you know, first we're in 4 and then it just like smoothly, like out of kind of nowhere, it goes into like the 3. And then, you know, getting back into that 4 is always after that glass clash. I feel like I've never really heard anything like that. Like, it's like a glass clash.
Yeah.
And then bank into the 4. And then I don't know if stop time is the right word, but you know, or I guess just like the break. Yeah, break. Whenever there's like a break, it's like, oh, what's next?
Switching to this triplet flow, this 3/4 from 4/4, because they keep the same subdivisions, it does make it super grindingly halty. Like it feels like it's so much slower, even though the small beat is still there. Ooh, ba 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 da da da, because that's your big beat, but suddenly that becomes a small beat, so you're going ooh ba 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 ooh ba ba, and then you go dun 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 dun. So what did used to be the big beat now is the small beat, and you're feeling 1, 2, 3, 2. So then yeah.
We also love a good like falling sequence where you have da da da
dun dun, which also adds to that feeling of finality. Those are really effective musical choices, I think.
The waltz thing kind of threw me off. I feel like I wanted it more.
Yeah,
it was
honestly,
just, you know,
like it wasn't super prevalent. Like it was just the pre-chorus, really, right?
And then the bridge, yeah.
If you're gonna name your song Last Waltz, just like make it a waltz, man.
They only got a short waltz, man. Like,
yeah.
They were saying goodbye to their lover and they got like 2 seconds. They
yeah.
did the waltz and they got out. That's the story.
Okay, bye.
And also like the way that they went into and out of it, I think going into it was fine, but then going out it was just like silence for maybe like 2 beats and then it just went straight back into the chorus.
Yeah, it was disorienting.
And 4/4, yeah. I also think that like most of the time when there's changes in time signature, it feels less sudden going into it most of the time than going out, because it's harder to go out of it than go into it, you know?
Right. 1, 2.
Yeah.
Like it's really smooth that way, just because like the feel doesn't really change all that much. It just becomes heavier in 3.
Also, like on the like the measure before that happened, there's space. It's like and like the space there works, and I think it worked less at the end because I just wanted the in 3 to be longer, but I also understand that it's like a pre-chorus, so it can't be super long. It just contrasts like so much with everything else.
Yeah.
Both like because of the change in time and also just the feeling. It is a lot like heavier.
Yeah. No, just the heaviness of the bass, because like they add in the synth instead of like that kind of plucked bass that they had going on for all the verse stuff. I want to hear how it sounds going into the chorus.
What is that chord?
They use a pickup note again.
Yeah, maybe it's just a thing of going from even to odd, or like less stable to more stable. Like I'm just trying to rationalize why it doesn't really feel as solid.
Yeah, and also the pickup into that. Ooh, like ba da 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 da. Like so they going into the triplet they went ba 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 ba, and then going into the chorus they went ba da 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 da. So they used like 4 instead of 3. Maybe I was expecting 3, even though I knew that it was gonna probably go back into 4/4, right?
Yeah, it might be.
But like the pickup into each of the sections was different.
I think the thing that kept it interesting kind of throughout was like all the different textures that were going on.
And the vocals as well, actually.
Yeah.
I really like the vocals in this. It just sounds really clean. It's probably the production, but it's also like with the mixture of like their vocals, but it just sounded really clean.
It's very minimal. The texture is not as dense as other songs that we've listened to. So it was very easy to pick out kind of what like we gravitated towards. Like for me, I always like when the 808 is very like on the 1, and that's what it does. It's like boom, bum, bum, bum. Like just it creates this like groove, and it just creates this kind of like faux forward motion in a way that I really appreciate. And yeah, I think the string work is really cool. I wasn't expecting the string work at all when we heard this very minimal guitar at the beginning. I also want to say that the vocals were very good. So yeah, I really like this one. I don't have as much to say on it because it does like repeat a lot, but all the elements that we heard are very catchy. It's a very catchy song.
I think with these groups, it can get tricky because, at least for the producers, because you've got 9 voices you're trying to work in. And I know in the past, you've shown us stuff where the producers like respond to that by just cranking up the sound design, like they're throwing every trick in the book. They're like making their mixes crazy, and like every little interruption, new sounds, new twinkles, whatever. But this was like the opposite approach, where they're like, they're gonna tone down everything so that everybody gets their own little place, and the voices are the focus, but in the end it just made everything kind of sound homogenous.
I like the verse and the chorus of this song. The verse is just the instrumentation. That instrument is so nice. I don't know, I'm just a really big fan of plug synth. It's like Ed Sheeran, that Shape of You. Yeah, it's like that kind of sound. And then the chorus is just the mode changing thing. Like very, very minor, but then suddenly like brighten out for a while, like Dorian sound.
I just really like that do 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 do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like the melody a lot, huh?
Yeah, I did like the melody.
Super catchy.
Yeah, it is.
Like, that thing. Like,
yeah, and just like the voice, you know, the quality was just like, oh.
The layering is really nice too, like the Dorian layering. It's just, it emphasized the Dorian sound.
It just feels like it was going in circles in a way that wasn't really intuitive, nor was it catchy. It hit certain intervals, yes, you know, it used the Dorian, it went all these spots, but at the end of the day, it didn't feel like what a song-like melody should sound like.
There was a lot of reliance on chord tones, maybe over-reliance. And when you hear the like G minor going to whatever dominant, having it go like da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, those could be maybe more other roles that could be fulfilled by other instruments, and you could have the melody going.
Yeah, well, a song can be chord tone based, but it's just, yeah, the way they're like leaning on it, you know? They're like holding on to it, not in a way that it feels like they're exploring it. It feels like they're relying on it more than they're, I don't know, really sprouting a melody out of the chords.
The melody wasn't the focus for me. I think it was more the timbral aspects of the song that really like captured my focus. But I really liked the production of it. I loved all the different sounds they used with the glass and the strings coming in, doing like a bunch of different timbres too. They had tremolo, pizzicato, trills. Like they were just using a really wide gamut of different ideas, which I thought was nice.
I have a conspiracy theory. I think almost every section in here has some kind of an allegory towards a three feel, or like a sense of a group of three. Like so many melodies in here feel like it has phrases that have a group of three in them, despite majority of this not being actually in a waltz feel. I don't know if that was I don't know if that was intentional, but my conspiracy theory is that all of these sections are actually informed by groupings of three to have it reminisce of a waltz. So at the beginning, da 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 3 1 1 2 3 ba ba 1 2 3 da da.
No, that's totally smart.
This part, even the chorus. Ba 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 ba. Little group of three. That's a motif. Ba 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 ba. I consider that there because that's the pickup. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Right, if you're feeling the strong kind.
You know what else is really smart? The dong 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 is like you're literally running out of time. They're doing like a clock motif.
Oh yeah. Da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. To me, what stands out in that melody is la ti do mi, la ti do sol mi. Right, the la ti do right before is
when you stepwise in three. Yeah.
Da, 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 even though it's not, which I don't know if that's intentional, but it keeps making me feel like we're close to groups of three before sitting in waltz. I didn't really hear much in the rap.
Which is interesting because I feel like raps are always when they go triplet, bombs.
Oh, they had triplets here, yeah. That counts.
Raps always do triplets.
Oh, right here. The syncopation. Right? That's in three. Right?
Get those quarter note triplets.
Right, yeah. I don't know. That feels like it means something to me. We'll see. I'm a cultist now.
What? That was very fun. I liked that.
How's that for musical analysis? once plus twice should equal 3
Heart.
exactly, not less
Heart.
than 3. But it says, oh, maybe it's
Heart.
equals to or less than 3, which is 3.
Heart! It's a
I know it's a heart. I'm just being dumb.